What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Disturbing Book Iceberg series. I am now on my third book for tier 2 of the Disturbing Book Iceberg, created by Reddit user K the Butcher Shitter. If you guys really want to check him out, look, you can find him online. And I really want to continue this because these books are getting pretty insane the further I go down the line. And if you guys don't know already, I've already read 2 books on the first tier of the Disturbing Book Iceberg, books that do have some content in them that would be deemed controversial, but they didn't really go too far with it. But now we're on to tier 2, which is titled Book Nerd. And the first 2 stories I read were fine. They weren't too disturbing for me, especially Concrete Island, which I think deserved to be in tier 1, but overall, good stories nonetheless. But now we're getting into the third book of this iceberg on this tier that I've read, which is specifically titled Cows by Matthew Stokoe. Yeah. This book is fucking disgusting. Like, there are things that happen in the story that I didn't expect to see until like tiers 4 or 5 of the iceberg out of the 6 that I'm going to read. I did not expect this book to be as crazy as it was, and legit, this book is insane. If this book is banned anywhere, I completely understand, because there are things that happen here that I did not see coming, especially this high up on the iceberg. The main plot of this story is it's about a guy named Steven who works at a meat plant. He's like abused by his mother, who he calls the Hag Beast, and like he struggles to find his place in the world. He watches TV and he wants to be part of a family. He wants to live in a better world. So there is motivation with this character, which I will admit. And there is a neighbor who lives right above him who he does want to get together with, and immediately from the first scene with them together, you can tell that, okay, their relationship is not natural. This is not something that I would say is normal, and unfortunately isn't, because this book really takes in different directions. Now, to kind of summarize what goes on in this book, I would not be surprised if this book was inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or if it was some kind of a weird side story to that franchise, because the fact that it takes place in a meat plant and the fact that there's talking cows in this, literally, there's cows that talk in this book, which I already knew going in. And there's many things that happen in this story that I did not expect to see this high on the iceberg. There's coprpphasia. If you guys don't know what that word is, look it up, because I'm not going to explain it here. There's mutilation in this story. There's beastiality that happens here multiple times, and I was like, oh my god. Like, there were certain scenes where I was either grossed out and didn't think I was going to continue, or I was physically hurting, because some scenes hurt to listen to. There's necrophilia. There's a scene where a guy does a certain thing with a brain, and it was so gross that I'm like, oh my god. Like, yeah, it was, this book, believe me, I'm not kidding you guys, this book is fucked up. It is one of the most disturbing books I have ever read, and trust me, I'm probably going to continue to say that throughout this iceberg, but seriously, out of all the books I've read throughout my life, this book is the most disturbing out of all of them. Any book that I've read so far, and maybe that'll change the further I get down this iceberg. But for now, this book is just gross. And despite all of the carnage and all of the gross stuff that happens in this story, there is meaning behind it, which is why I respect it. There's like this guy, he wants to have a better life. He wants to be like, oh yeah, I want to be like those people on TV where they have a kid and they have a wife and they have a happy life somewhere. And then when he realizes that he can't have it, it's just something that doesn't come easy. And like there's, like this neighbor Lucy who lives above him, he wants to be with her, but there are points where I'm like, I wouldn't even want to be with this girl even if I was that desperate. She's gross. So yeah, all in all, you guys, I don't want to spoil too much of this book for you. I would just recommend you read it. But if you're easily grossed out and easily offended by certain things that happen, stay away from this one, because this book will literally churn your stomach. And there were moments where I thought that I was going to throw up while reading it. So guys, but despite everything that this book has in it, I will say, I did enjoy it quite a bit. So I'm actually going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars, because I think it actually is worth checking out. And I think that despite it being a very gross book and very hard to get through, it has meaning, and it went balls to the wall. Like, I actually did not expect this gross to be this high, like I said already. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. Look forward to my next book review, which will be for Exquisite Corpse. And yeah, the fourth book in the second tier of this iceberg. So guys, look forward to more videos very soon, and I will see you guys later.